Before I get going on this series premiere, I need to mention something about IMDb's numbering. For reasons I can't possibly explain, the page for season 1 of the series lists the 2 movies as episodes 1 and 2. So if you're following along there, you'll want to pull up episode 3 for this, even though it debuted 4 months after the second movie as episode 1. As usual, user-supplied information is a mixed bag. David, I'll think of a name that starts with B later, just hopped off a train in Wilmington, Delaware.
Hey, come on, guys, give me a break.
Open up your wallet.
Look, I don't have anything. I only have $3.
Here's your wallet before we open you up.
Come on, wait a minute.
Hey, city officials, your welcoming committee needs work. A passing jogger has noticed.
You okay, huh? Yeah. God, sure glad you came along.
Yeah, well, I jog by this way every night.
Yeah, well, look what you got for your trouble.
What?
The eye.
Oh, the shiner was here.
He's a boxer. He's been training at a gym nearby, and this is his usual jogging route to get home. Yep, these two had the bad luck to encounter a professional fighter, which is why they came in second and third. We'll let them figure out which is which, not our problem.
Where you staying?
Well, I just got into town.
Well, listen, hey, why don't you come over to my place? Clean that up, huh?
That's very nice of you.
Ain't no big thing, you know? Besides, that way I can make sure I get my towel back, you know? What's your name?
David. Benson.
I'm Henry Welch. Everybody around here calls me Rocky.
Incidentally, that's by design. He wants to be the next Rocky Balboa, the unknown who rises to the top. It's 1978. There's only been one Rocky movie. Henry seems to forget that for one, movies are not reality, and for another, at the end of that movie, Rocky lost. And once we see how he boxes, we're going to realize that Henry is no Rocky. The truth is, he's not very good at it at all. Hence the shiner just from sparring. Who takes a hit like that during practice? We can tell from his speech that he's maybe a little slow, which could be why he's no good at the fight game.
You got to sit up here now. You got to move now. Come on. Every day there's something to do. I paid my last $300 for you, and you just sitting up here.
Take it easy, Tommy. That ain't no way to fix it.
I know how to fix it. I'll drive into a wall at 60 that'll fix it.
Hey, come on. Get inside, huh? Come on.
It ain't gonna start, Rocky.
Give it a shot.
I've been working on it 2 hours.
Yeah. Hey, now be nice to her, will you?
He is, however, very good at that, fixing cars. Everyone who knows him says he's a magician under the hood. He probably uses alien technology, helped out by information he gets from his control robot. We recognize Jesse, the exiled alien from Hard Time on Planet Earth. I talked about Martin Kove there, and it's always fun to see him in action. While he fixes up David's ear, David wants to know about the eye.
Yeah, it's pretty puffy, isn't it?
Yeah, it hurts, too.
Why don't you have it lanced, you know, get rid of the pressure?
Can't afford no doctor right now. I don't want none of them butchers down in the gym touching me.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, if you'd like, I could do it for you. I used to be a medic.
Sorry about that.
That's okay.
That's putting it mildly. As far as we know, he's a full-on MD. But considering the condition of his life right now, you can't blame him for keeping a lot of things to himself. Swelling like Rocky has is caused by broken blood vessels under the skin that make blood pool in a little pocket and expand like that. David will drain most of the pooled blood from it with a simple syringe. I hear somebody say, couldn't anybody do that? Anybody can poke another person's face with a syringe, yes. Where David's medical training helps is he knows where to poke it. You and I don't. Rocky's eye feels a lot better once David gets done. That may be one of the most unnecessary sentences I ever wrote.
How long have you been sparring?
Too long. I'm getting to feel like a punching bag.
Why do you do it?
Because I'm going to be a contender. I mean, I'm really trained hard, you know? Working long hours, watching my diet. I got to make sure I don't have any of that cholesterol and stuff like that. Well, the doctor says that I got a high blood pressure condition.
Oh, that's great. That's perfect for a boxer.
High blood pressure is a killer in its own right, Rocky. All you need to do is get in the ring, start getting knocked around, and have a stroke. But he doesn't think it's a big deal as long as he watches his diet and trains hard.
I mean, I'm training real hard because I gotta be in shape when that big chance comes, you know? So I could make it. Like all them other Rockies that made it.
You want to be a champ too, huh?
Oh, yeah. If them guys could do it, then I could do it.
The two most famous real Rockies at the time were Rocky Marciano and Rocky Graziano. You can't make up a combination like that. Rocky Marciano was an amazing boxer, but only fought professionally for about 5 years. He should not try to be like Rocky Graziano. He basically grew up in a reform school, went to jail, joined the army to get out of jail, punched a captain in the face, and went AWOL. He had a short but decent boxing career, during which he was suspended at least once for misbehaving, and then went into acting. He had a very brief career at that, and in the 60s he finally gave up all of it and opened a pizza restaurant. Our Rocky here should cut out all that other stuff and go straight to becoming an auto mechanic. But nobody can talk him out of this dream. He's had it since he was a toddler. He's learned that David just landed in town with nowhere to stay, no money thanks to those other guys, and no job. He says, crash here for a while and I'll get you a job down at the gym. David isn't exactly in a position to be picky.
Hey, my eye feels better. How'd you hear?
What?
I said my eye feels better. Hey, you got me.
Really, it's much better, thank you.
I can empathize, Rocky. My wife does that to me all the time, and I fall for it about 85% of the time.
You were a medic, huh?
Yeah, that's right.
Where?
Well, I was 104th Light Infantry Division just outside of Da Nang.
You ever do any physical therapy?
Oh, sure.
I don't mean just rubbing and pounding, you know. I seen boxers crippled for life by yo-yos didn't know what they were doing.
Right pectoralis major, left pectoralis major, right and left deltoid, upper trapezius, obliquus externus, and the connection between the latissimus dorsi and the crest of the ilium is a particularly vulnerable area.
All right.
That's Mr. Sarajevo, the gym owner. He figures he needs to stop this before David says, okay, now it's your turn to pronounce all those.
We'll give you a shot at it for a while. $85 a week to start.
Remember Tommy, the guy with the car that wouldn't start? He's another inhabitant of the gym.
No, you get rubbed on about as well as Rocky fix cars.
Well, from what I saw yesterday, that's quite a compliment.
Oh, you bet it is. He's got a magic touch of car.
David's a hit with the boxers, including Rocky. Speaking of whom...
Hey, Rocky, you're looking good.
I really feel like I could take on that Bill Cole, you know?
Hey, come on. Cole's a contender. He's probably going to take the title.
Yeah, but I really feel it.
Trust me, Rocky, you ain't ready for him yet. But you keep working hard, and one of these days, who knows?
It's pretty obvious he knows it's not going to happen, so why is he stringing him along like this?
Yeah. Hey, listen, Rocky. I got another delivery I want you to make.
Yeah, well, can't you wait a little bit, Mr. Sarajevo? I'm working up a good sweat, you know what I mean?
Has to be made now.
I guess that's why he has a free delivery boy. Rocky makes these deliveries in exchange for free gym time.
Mr. Sarajevo.
Yeah.
Look, maybe I could deliver whatever it is, and you wouldn't have to interrupt Rocky.
Oh, he don't mind. Rocky makes all the important deliveries for me.
Why do I get the feeling Rocky is the only one who doesn't know what he's delivering?
Hey. Bandages? That's the important delivery?
Hey, Vince. Mind your own business.
Brilliant, Sarajevo. That'll put an end to his suspicions, you twit. You might as well have said, it's something illegal and you're not supposed to know about it. David got a look at the parcels so he has a fair idea what's really inside them. And it ain't bandages. We've seen Al Ruscio many times, and he frequently played shady characters like this. That, pardon me, mousy face of his was perfect for such roles because all you had to do was look at him and you knew he was a bad guy of some kind. That's a fine example of making the most of what you have.
Hey, guess who I just see?
Great job.
No, man, the big dude with the black eye that beat up on us the other night we was trying to score.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure, man. He was coming out to the Olympic, and I asked Jerry on the corner, said he can't come out here all the time.
Well, maybe we ought to pay him a visit. Teach him not to mess with us.
Yeah.
Wow, they figure it'll take 5 of them to handle 1 of him. They must be real, genuine, honest-to-goodness tough guys. Most women don't. That's why we only see these guys hanging out with each other, while a genuinely decent guy like Rocky has a girlfriend.
Excuse me. Have you seen Henry Welch?
Henry Welch? You mean Rocky?
No, I mean Henry.
Yeah, well, he went out to make a delivery a little while ago, but he should be back soon. Want to sit down and wait for him?
Yes.
That's Mary. She's hopelessly devoted to Henry, and no, I'm not going to play an Olivia Newton-John clip. She loves Henry with her whole being. She hates the idea of Rocky. She works at a restaurant and brings him lunch from there every day. She says if he didn't, he'd forget to eat and mess himself up even worse with the blood pressure.
Maybe if I let him go hungry for a while, he'd stop hanging around down here.
I take it this is not your favorite establishment.
No, it is not. Some of the people here.
Yeah.
That boss of his.
Yeah. He's rather unique, isn't he? You think he's shady?
I just wish Henry would give up the boxing and get a steady job. He's so good at fixing cars.
I know, I saw him.
Then maybe somebody should try to get it through his head that Rocky Balboa isn't real. His fight was choreographed. Henry's aren't.
It's amazing, really. It seems like all he has to do is put his hands on them and they start working.
He could probably be the first guy to open up a garage and specialize in faith healing. I don't know, though. He seems so set on being a fighter. I don't know if he really worked at it. Might be a winner.
Listen, I love him a lot. But have you ever seen him fight?
No.
He may call himself Rocky, but he's only Henry.
And he just appeared with what appears to be that same bag of bandages. David's curiosity is off the charts. A lot of people will be telling Mary to dump him, or at least threaten to if he doesn't give this up. She knows how unfair that would be. The only way this is going to resolve is to give him his head, let him take his chance, let him fail magnificently, and ultimately figure it out for himself. Because when that happens, he'll give it up willingly. It'll be his choice, which is the thing he has to have if she really wants to be rid of this idea for good. If he doesn't, he'll wonder for the rest of his life, and it will become a thing that comes between them. Fran Myers hasn't done that much acting, but since the early 1980s, she's been a scriptwriter, editor, and consultant for the soap opera Days of Our Lives. If you're into that show, here's one of the primary people you can thank for the stories. Right now, she's not too happy with her boyfriend. She says her brother really needs another mechanic at his shop, but Henry insists on having his shot at this first. You know, I can understand him. At one time, I aspired to be a professional writer. My wife is the most amazing person in the world. She has backed every stupid idea I've ever come up with. We worked out a sort of Stalin-esque 5-year plan. If the writing wasn't paying at least a little bit regularly within 5 years, I'd drop it and do something else. Well, it didn't, so I did. But I have always appreciated her giving me the chance. During that time, I got my first computer. I quickly realized I had an aptitude for these things, and within a year, I was teaching computer applications at the local community college. I went on to work on computers for a good 14 years. So writing didn't work out, but a side effect of it did. Even though he doesn't have that mysterious something that makes him able to do it himself, Henry knows enough about boxing now to be a good corner man for the other guys. Get him and David teamed up as doctor and handler to a good contender, and you're looking at a much less painful career in boxing.
What do you think of Rocky's style?
Style? Now, you know I like The Rock a lot. He'll never be a contender. I mean, he's got a great body, but he just ain't got it. Everybody here knows that, but he's such a sweet guy.
Everybody likes him. He's the nicest guy in the world, and none of them like him enough to tell him the truth. They don't want to hurt him. The truth won't hurt him. The way he's doing most of his sparring with his face will. The day's over, but the boss has another delivery for him to make on the way home.
Rocky, where do you take the bank?
To Fred and Mr. Suriego.
What's he do with it?
Sometimes he keeps it, and sometimes I bring it back.
Yeah, well, you ever get curious, wonder what's inside?
No.
Ever occur to you might be just a little bit illegal?
Look, I figured some kind of gambling bets on fights, you know? Listen, Mr. Suriego pays me a lot of money. And he lets me use the gym anytime I want, free.
He doesn't care what's in the packages. The whole mess is probably beyond his comprehension anyway. But speaking of illegal, something very illegal is about to happen.
I just don't want to see you get in trouble, that's all.
Hey, I ain't gonna get in no trouble.
Guess again, musclehead.
Hey, I told you guys to lay off, huh?
We hard of hearing. Is he talking to us?
Listen, I'm a professional boxer. I'm afraid I might hurt one of you guys.
Damn right. We just have to take our chances. Besides, we brought along some reinforcements.
And it's not surprising that they're sucker punching from behind. Tough guys, remember? David is begging them to stop, as if they're going to listen. Rocky Wannabe is in big trouble. I think these guys are out to kill him, but they won't get the chance.
Come on, let's get the big dude.
Oh, you ain't seen the big dude yet, dude.
Yeah, how you doing, champ? Huh? Teach you to mess with us, man. What the?
Where he came from doesn't matter. The question is, where should you be? Nope, not there. Wrong answer. Try again. I think he's giving you a hint. Again, the question is, where should you be?
Come on, let's get out of here. Come on!
That is the correct answer. Where should you be? Anywhere else. Henry can't figure out why this thing isn't coming after him, but all it's doing is looking at him curiously. Somewhere in there, David knows this one is a friend. He elects to chase the other guys, but they manage to lose him eventually. Emphasis on eventually. Now that they know Rocky has that for a guardian, they won't bother him anymore. The Hulk settles down and changes back to David.
David. David.
Yes, it's heroin. A lot of it. I don't want to know how much a bag that size is valued at because I never want to be anywhere near that stuff. I saw what it did to a man who was like the brother I never knew I had, and in the end it killed him at the ripe old age of 54. David has just discovered it too because it's all over his foot. How many other times will I ever get to say a sentence like that? Any narcotics cop will tell you don't do that. You don't know what it is. For all you can tell, it's collected corrosion from car batteries and it's melting your tongue right now. Besides, how does either of them know what heroin tastes like? This stuff is bitter. That's what they know. Anything beyond that is a guess. For David, it's an educated guess. For Henry...
This ain't easy. I'm really worried about this, Mr. Suriego. You know what I mean? I spent all night trying to figure out what I ought to do.
Yeah. What'd you decide?
Well, you've been real nice to me. Let me use the gym and all. I don't want to get you into trouble, but... heroin's really bad stuff.
For Henry, it's way too complicated, so he'll look to Suriego for support.
I know a lot of guys who got messed up, you know? Well, I decided not to go to the police or nothing. Because of our friendship. You don't gotta worry, you know?
Poor Henry. He tries so hard to do the right thing, but his capacity for understanding what that is tends to be sorely lacking. And it won't occur to him that since he brought the stuff back, that means now he knows too much.
You're a good man, Rocky. A good man. And I know you're going to be glad to find out that Wilt here and we've been feeling the same as you about this garbage.
Yeah?
Yeah. We never want to get mixed up in this, but we're in some trouble. We had to raise some money in a big hurry, or else we're dead, you know? Dead.
And this was the only way they could come up with to raise the money. But Henry is buying it. Suriego assures him that their debts are now paid off, so they're out of this racket.
Hey, Rocky. There's something else. I've been watching you. You've been working real hard, huh?
Yeah.
I think you're finally ready for that big bout you wanted with Bill Cole. I think you're ready.
He's been setting his sights on Bill Cole, who is a genuine contender. Suriego even said he'll probably win the title at some point. Henry's been training with a view to fighting him. Henry is the only one who thinks this is a good idea.
I'm gonna put you on the ticket for tonight's match.
Tonight?
Unless you don't think you're ready.
Hey, no, I am ready. I am ready. Thanks, Mr. Suriego. I really appreciate this.
Yeah, I'm sure you do, kid. Now go on, get out of here.
Yeah.
And everyone around him knows that is an even worse idea.
Did you see that big creature thing in the alley?
No, I didn't.
Oh, he's a big son of a gun. You should have seen the way he threw those punks all around.
Rocky, listen to me. Did you see what you were carrying in that bag?
Yeah, I seen it. Hey, I got some great news. I got a match with Big Bill Cole tonight.
What?
Yeah, the hotshot contender. It's gonna be just like in the movies. I'm finally gonna be on my way.
Movies aren't real. David says, you're on your way, all right.
Yeah, to jail.
Hey, what are you talking about?
About 15 to 20 years for transporting heroin.
Wait a minute.
Believe me, the only chance you've got is going straight to the police.
The only way I have a crack at that title is the boxing night match tonight. Come here.
He has to show David the ring, the fantasy, the imagined crowds, all of it. David isn't moved by dreams.
Listen, David, I know Sariego's trying to buy me off. I was hoping he would. I also know that heroin's bad stuff. And I ain't gonna let him get away with it.
Then you are going to the police?
Yeah. Right after the fight.
He assumes he'll be in any condition to go to them after the fight. That's not a given.
You really believe you can beat Cole?
Hey, if I'm not ready tonight, I ain't never gonna be ready.
Remember you said that, Henry?
Hey, Rocky, there's a guy who wants to meet you. Tommy! Yeah, you here? What's that? Hey, Scott. You ain't gonna believe this, but I got a match tonight. I got a match with Bill Cole.
Hey, man, you're kidding.
No, I did it. We're gonna fight him tonight. Finally getting my big chance.
Tommy's afraid he'll get killed. Sleazeball doesn't care. He's interested in the big green guy.
Yeah, I seen him. Hey, I'm fighting Bill Cole tonight, you know, the contender. Why don't you come to the fights? Then we can possibly get two stories, you know? I'll tell you a little bit about how to represent my life, and you can watch the fights and get a little story on me, you know? Sure. Why not?
Jack is thrilled about the arm, you can tell. And anything that irritates him is fine with me. Mary is desperate. She's terrified that Henry will really get hurt or worse.
Tommy. Yeah. He's really outclassed, isn't he?
Oh, are you kidding? Bill Cole's gonna kill him. What's wrong?
Tommy, has anybody ever really been killed fighting?
Oh, yes. I was only 9, but I remember it well. March 24th, 1962. The welterweight champion Benny Perrette, who went by Kid Perrette, was fighting Emil Griffith, a major contender who had already beaten him once. The fight was fairly even until the 12th round, when Griffith backed the Kid into a corner and just unleashed on him. Within about 5 punches, it was clear that Perrette was seriously dazed and couldn't defend himself. People were begging the referee to stop the fight, but he just stood there. To this day, nobody knows why. He finally stopped it after Griffith had hit the defenseless Perrette 29 times. Perrette collapsed, fell into a coma, and died 10 days later at the age of 25. There have been others, but that was probably the best-known instance at this time. It got bad enough that a lot of people started asking, is this really a sport? No, it isn't. It's modern-day gladiators. People get their jollies watching other people hurt each other. Tommy says, it's rare that anyone dies, and usually the guy has something else wrong with him. You mean like high blood pressure?
I think you're gonna find this real interesting, Bill. Right in here. Close that door, Billy.
There's another door to the office around the corner where David can listen in without being spotted.
Isn't that convenient?
We know that if the boss tells him to, he'll kill Rocky with his fists right there in the ring. He knows he can do it. But true to TV form, the bad guys always have to cheat just to be sure.
Now, everyone knows that Rocky's way outclassed in a fight with you, right? So, in the middle of the fight, when you're working him over good, and he starts fighting back as hard as he can, the poor guy is gonna croak.
Briefly, high blood pressure plus hard exertion plus this stuff equals a fatal heart attack. The drug won't show up in a blood test, and it'll appear he died of natural causes.
Wilt, you bring Rocky's water bottle in just before the fight.
Yeah, okay.
I'll fix it then.
David needs to grab that stuff, give it to Mary, and have her take it to the police.
Hang on, I forgot something. Hey, what are you doing?
It's a good thing David didn't try boxing with a glass jaw like that. He's tied up and gagged and trapped inside a cage that was near the ring. The thing about that cage is a pulley raises it high above the arena up into the rafters. Some wrestler uses the cage as his gimmick. He enters by dropping down from up there in it. The bars are heavy steel, so they should keep David quiet until after the fight. Then they'll dispose of him properly. Rocky can't figure out why David isn't there to be in his corner, but Wilt says, "I'll take care of you." Yeah, I bet he will. In said corner, he's making sure Rocky stays hydrated with several drinks from the doctored water bottle. The preliminaries are over, let's do this. And Jack McGee did show up. The things he has to endure to get information about the Hulk. Poor thing. But it could always be worse. The guy might decide Jack is his pal. Never mind. And we all know it couldn't happen to a more deserving person. Wilt told him to watch Cole's left jab, and that's what he's doing. He's watching Cole's left jab hit him in the face. He's taking the pounding of his life. David is only just waking up and maneuvering himself to see what's happening below. It ain't pretty. That's the end of the first round. Wilt and Sarajevo are surprised he's still standing.
Rocky, don't let him dance you around to the left like that, okay? All right? He's rough. He's really, really rough. My heart's beating a mile a minute.
You can take him, Rock. Come on, here you go, here you go.
Come on, take a little more. He's a lot tougher than I thought he was.
No, Rock, you can take him. You can take him here. Take some more water. There you go.
Cole is a major contender for the heavyweight title. Rocky didn't think he'd be this tough. Tommy needs to throw in the towel now and tell Rocky he did it because his car needs fixing again. Meanwhile, David is trying to yell at him through a gag from 20 feet in the air over that crowd noise. There are times when the jokes really do write themselves. He knows what he has to do. At least we can take comfort in Jack's discomfort. Plus, we know this match is going to end like no other match ever did. That should count as a knockdown, and Cole should be heading to a corner. And the refs should be checking Rocky very thoroughly to make sure he's able to defend himself. None of that is happening, so it's up to David.
Good grief!
It's what he came to see, and when it appeared, he had his nose in a paper. Behold the eagle-eyed reporter in all his glory.
Okay, get out of here.
You first. I think it's time to crown the new champ. And it's not battling Bill Cole. He lost that battle. The Hulk has a few scores to settle.
greatest act I've ever seen. I want to sign you up as a actor, hey?
Sign that up. The Hulk doesn't have any particular problem with him, he's just in the way. Plus, he's annoying.
What the hell is that thing? Why is it after us?
I don't know, but that's gonna be cops all over this place. Let's get the stuff and get out of here. It's coming up the hall. Go out the back way. Close the door.
Door Schmore. We saw him go through a brick wall. Doors don't even slow him down. I think Wilt knows that now. That's why he killed Wilton Sarajevo, not to mention Bill, right? He really wants to give Jack the same treatment. He knows the guy is trouble for him. But there are a lot of other people there who might get hurt, and he won't do that. There's your killer, Jack. He won't even kill you, even though you're the whole reason he's been branded a killer in the first place. For those who don't remember, Jack broke into the facility where David and his friend Elena Marks were trying to figure out how to reverse what happened to him. The bumbling oaf spilled some volatile chemicals that started a fire and ultimately an explosion. Elena was killed, and Jack assumed David was too, and he blamed the Hulk for both. Oh, he couldn't care less who's dead as long as he gets the story. Well, Jack, you got a good close-up look at the Hulk. Considering the way he greeted you, are you sure you want another one?
Hey, what happened?
Hey, let me go. I'm clean. They exposed Sarajevo's dope ring and how he conspired to kill me.
Oh, that's great.
That reporter guy, Jack McGee, he got credit for the discovery. He's gonna come down here now and do a whole story on me.
Oh, yeah, well,
Where you going?
well, I have to get to Pittsburgh. I have a little business there. You know, I better get at it.
Yep. Unfortunately, here comes Jack, so there goes David.
Gonna get back in the ring?
Nah. I realize it takes a little more than just determination to be a good contender, you know? I mean, you gotta have a little more, I don't know, killer instinct, talent than I've got. Hey, don't get me wrong. I'm glad I tried it. I could spend the rest of my life trying to figure out whether I got it or not if I didn't know, you know?
Oh, that's probably true.
Yeah. It can't always be like in the movies. Not everybody can be a Rocky.
But you can still be happy.
And I also got an idea. I figured it's something I do have a talent for. Fixing cars.
Gee, Mary, Tommy, and David only told him that 21,840 times. Looks like he finally got it. Henry, a little while ago, I would have said Mary was way too good for you. But you're learning, however slowly, to be worthy of her. So I think she's okay taking the risk with you. Just, if she tells you to do something, don't ask questions, just do it. She's a lot better at this life stuff than you are. One and two, what are you doing? Not be trying to be like blah, 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 blah. That's Mr. Sarajevo, the gym owner. Don't bite your tongue. Eat and mess himself up, Eepin.